Murdoch. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied.
I am the Lord!
Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. This will shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent.
There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. Come what may month, I am one of your hosts, Charlie. With me, as always, is Pete Cop. Say hello, Pete Cop.
Hey, gang, how's it going? We're watching a movie tonight.
Stop it. Stop it. Next to Pete on my screen is our Scream Queen, Anna Cop. Say hello, Anna Cop.
Hello, I'm happy
That
to
rolls
be
off
here.
the tongue nicely.
Anna Cop.
Anna Cop.
Pew 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 pew
Anna.
pew.
That's a little too close to the Anna Top, though, from
Oh,
007.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anna Cop, Anna Top. No. All right. So as we've said this whole month, it's just been utter nuts. I've had to sacrifice.
It's been a weird month. Yeah.
A pick to the podcast gods, but you know what? I took it as an opportunity to cover a movie I've wanted to cover for a long time, just never felt like the right time or spot. And this time I said, fuck it. We're doing RoboCop 2.
Yeah, we sure did, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Love RoboCop. As everybody knows.
Not RoboCop.
Yeah, we all love RoboCop.
Well, RoboCop
In
sure,
general.
but we did RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
This is
2
true.
times the fun.
With the
2 times
RoboCop
the
in it,
awesomeness.
so it still counts.
There's 2 RoboCops in this movie. All right, let's get to the trailer, and then we're going to jump
Technically,
into this. And I'm going to
4, right?
shoot Pete.
About a year ago, we gave this city RoboCop.
Ready for duty, partner?
Nothing I'd rather do.
I think he's worked out pretty well.
Have a seat. This is a bust.
But things have become a little rougher out there. This unit needs millions of dollars in parts. You see, RoboCop's off warranty. He's one of mine. And I want him back on his feet.
I believe that Murphy's case was unusual, but not unique. We can find someone else. Someone to whom the prospect might even be desirable.
And now, we need a law enforcement unit capable of meeting the enemy on his own ground. She's screaming psychotic, sir. Well, we aren't planning to build a toy. I'm carrying enough firepower to get the job done.
I got good news for you. You're going to have a chance for immortality.
With great pleasure, I give you RoboCop 2. Ah, yes. Things will be a lot quieter with this boy around. That thing is a killer!
Kane! Let's step outside.
You're obsolete!
Take it over, Creep.
Behave yourselves!
I really should clip that whenever you guys get crazy on here.
Oh,
or
that's a
off
good
the
one.
Rails.
Behave yourselves.
yourselves.
Yeah, that's a good
There you
one.
go. That's a new one.
I still like the technical difficulties, but
I mean, I'm still going to have that one, but you
I
know,
like
the
it.
behave, like I can do it before the technical difficulties. Like, you get a little too rowdy or
I love brainstorming on air. This is great.
this is great. This is the kind of stuff RoboCop.
Hey, what are we going to do in August, guys? Oh, wait. No, let's focus. Focus.
We got way too much going on to even think about August right now.
No shit.
Don't even worry about it. All right, so this week we are covering RoboCop 2 from 1990, directed by the one, the only Irvin Kershner, which to me, I'm like, if someone's going to follow up Verhoeven, I think Kershner's the man to do it.
So, lay it on me, Kershner. Give me some other movies.
Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, really? Okay. I knew it wasn't Lucas. I just didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. But hand to God, I don't know.
Irvin Kershner. Yeah, he did Empire Strikes Back, director. Never Say Never Again, director. He was involved with Sequest, Amazing Stories. Yeah. To me, he does kind of a dark, grim storyline well. And RoboCop is a dark, grim storyline, even though this one gets a little more on the camp side. But, Empire's known for being the downer of, the trilogy. It ends
Arguably
on
the
a
best in
downbeat.
the entire series.
I mean, I can see it. I still count it all as one, and I am a huge fan of, Return because it's 3 movies in one. So, I have a,
yes, it is.
a hard time denying that when we talk about it. But no, after watching this multiple times, but actually sitting down and watching it the other night, he kept the feel of Verhoeven in this. Because Verhoeven's very satirical, very.
This is a seamless transition from 1 to 2 as far as the dystopia of Detroit.
Yes,
and
poking
the look
at
and the feel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, poking at topical things that are going on.
The political landscape, the bureaucracy,
capitalism,
big time.
I was thinking through this movie, like, man, this feels like Starship Troopers.
It does.
There's a real breath of or life from Start,
and that's fair because Verhoeven did Troopers.
Mm-hmm.
Kershner, I think, and this is all this comes out later, but for somehow Kershner pulled it off, and I think he doesn't get recognized enough about it. RoboCop 2, even though I don't understand it, is kind of looked down upon by a lot of fans. I know it's one that Nate doesn't particularly care for when we've talked about it. For a long time, it was actually my favorite as a kid. I'd watch this over part 1. Now as an adult, I watch part 1, I watch part 2, I watch part 1, I watch part 2. It's
sure.
Yeah, they're hand in hand. I watch part 3 once every 5 years. Just
isn't that bad?
Well, I just love seeing him in have a rocket pack. But cool. Yeah,
that was fun.
And Anna got to sit through them all. So let's let's do our histories. Let's start here with Anna. Anna, what is your history with RoboCop and RoboCop 2 and, the whole thing?
So I watched the first RoboCop probably well over 10 years ago one time. And I don't think I was really at the proper movie watching place to respect it. And so in order, once Charlie picked RoboCop 2, I was like, well, I'm going to have to go back and watch the first one just because that's how I am. And then I was talking about it in the Slack, and Nate said this, and I thought it's because it was going to be good, which I did enjoy it, but it is the worst of the 3. And he was like, you should watch RoboCop 3 next. And I got a 7-day free trial on MGM Plus, and 2 and 3 were on there. So I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna. But I had so much fun. I did not realize I was a RoboCop fan until this past weekend. And I kind of had a little high kind of from it because I had just had so much fun. I think at the end of it all, even with 3, they're just fun. And I love this dystopian world and everything RoboCop goes through. And then especially just like in this one, we kind of get to the more his humanity that's still left in him. And I think one of my favorite things is the continuity I found in all of these, even going into the third one, even though there's less there, but especially the second one, it is just like an instant jump from 1 to 2. You've got the same news reporters on the TV, the same chief who I love, the same Connell Cochran. I can't think of what his name is, but that's his name in Halloween 3. He's like the head of the OCP. And so all the faces were the same. Nancy Allen, such a babe. I love her. So I've just had so much fun watching this trilogy this weekend. And I thank you, Charlie, for picking it and making me watch it.
Cut, print, we're done. That's all I need is one
Good night,
person
everybody.
to fall in love with RoboCop.
I was
Somebody-
gushing. I was gushing. I fell in love with it. And I kind of found out too the past few weeks that one of my bosses at work's kind of an action guy. Like he was talking to me about Highlander and Highlander 2, and he brought it up of his own accord. I was like, okay. So I told him today, actually, I was like, hey, I watched all 3 RoboCops this weekend. He was like, no way, did you? I was like, yeah, it was my first time. He was like, oh yeah, they're fun. I like them. But yeah, so I've had a blast.
He might like the podcast. Maybe,
He
talk
might,
to him
yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, just
Yeah.
say,
Well, I
hey,
mean, they
you
hear me
like
talk
action?
about it at work. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like hearing this. There's other action fans out there that love the same shit that I do.
Oh,
Aside from that, Pete, what did you think about RoboCop 2? Come on.
Well, it's a movie.
You were having fun. He was live messaging
So,
me while he was watching it.
RoboCop, the first one was 89?
87.
87.
87?
87.
I'm pretty sure I don't think I saw this in the theaters then. 87 would have, because that's RoboCop legit is hard R.
Oh, it's straight up hard R.
That's hard R. So
Yeah, there was some violence and gore in that. I was like, damn.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
I forgot about
It's-
this.
It's
Red Foreman.
It's hard R.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great. It's
Yeah.
really and RoboCop is a legit classic. It's as far as action films go. That's how you make an action
It's on the
film.
Mount Rushmore.
Agreed.
For sure, yeah.
Could not disagree at all. What? Could not agree more. I don't know what I'm saying. RoboCop 2, first time watch. Never was interested in watching this movie. Never thought it was worth my time because I don't know. In 1991, I was like a junior in high school, and it just, I don't know. I don't know. It just never piqued my interest. So this was a first time watch, and I'll tell you right now, Charlie, this will not be the last time. I watched it 2 times in the last 3 days, and I'm going to find a copy of this, and I'm going to make this part of my collection.
I need to buy them.
This fucking movie is a riot.
It is so much fun.
It is hilarious. Now, my cold black heart gets bored in the last 20 minutes when it's just a bunch of shooting and whatever. Bang, 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 bang. Whatever. Okay.
An action movie?
At the most climactic gun
It's
shootout
not
between
climactic
2
because
killer
no one's
robots.
saying nothing. It's just a bunch of. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's just me. The lead up to all that, this whole movie, start to finish, the opening is Donald fucking Glover is in this opening. And it just brought me great joy. Immediately, I felt the tongue firmly planted in cheek, saying, I know what we're doing. We're going to do RoboCop. We're going to do it a little sillier, but we're not going to tell any jokes. Really. We're not really going to go waka, waka, waka. But there are definitely a lot of jokes in this movie. There's definitely a lot of humor in it.
The commercials, I love the commercials in them.
Commercials are great.
They crack
and
me.
they feel the commercials aren't necessary, but they're so welcome.
Mm-hmm.
It
just fits in the setup of this
filler.
movie.
We don't need
Movies.
them, but it's so much fun. So
It's part of that world. It's part of this world. It just works.
Charlie,
I really wish they'd have done more commercials in this one though, because the first one they went all out
hard.
for the
Yeah, there was quite a
commercials.
few.
So I went into this movie thinking I'm going to hate this movie. I'm just going to hate it. I'm going to hate it. And I think I got about 10 minutes into it, and I'm like, "You got me. You sold me. Let's go. Please,
Right?
God, keep this up." And they did. They kept it up through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I mean, I had to pause a number of times because I was laughing so hard. I got notes. I got notes, baby.
Fantastic.
I can't. Let's talk about this, Charlie. What is your history with RoboCop 2?
Yeah.
My history with RoboCop 2 is when I told the story on the RoboCop episode of how I saw that standee in the mall and it was larger than life, RoboCop stepping out of the car. I wasn't able to watch it. I was 7 years old when that movie came out. And I was 10 when this one came out.
Oh, come on. It wasn't
So-
larger than life. You were still as tall as that cutout was at that time.
I might have been. I could have looked RoboCop in the eyes at that point, probably. But so I was not old enough to watch these. So by the time I was old enough that Dad could start bringing home the movies for me to watch, I literally was able to watch RoboCop one weekend, and then Dad realized how much I like it, and then get to watch RoboCop 2 like 1 or 2 weeks later.
Nice.
You know, to follow it up.
Yeah.
Dad rarely did multiple action movies till I got way older, and you know, then it was like, this one's yours, this one's mine. You know, then we would do like Rambo 2, Rambo 3. But at first it was get a Charlie movie, which, you know, would have been Mac and Me or Batteries Not Included or something like that.
Batteries not included. I'm right with that one.
And then he would rent RoboCop. And then it was like, yeah, he can watch this. Then he'd watch RoboCop 2 in a couple weeks. So it wasn't every Friday that we rented movies. Like, it was usually like once a month till I was older. Then I would rent the movies when I was driving. So yeah, this one was Dad brought it home, RoboCop 2. I am glued to it because I absolutely adored the first one. I used to watch the cartoons. I had at least one of the action figures, you know, the OGs,
the cat, were those cap guns, or
the
was
cap
that
gun one?
That was cap gun one, yeah.
There's cap gun one. There was one that glowed in the dark, stuff like that. So yeah, and this one, the reason I kept watching this one more than part one is it had so many visuals that stuck with me. It had the kids that robbed the store. You know, you're watching these little leaguers,
the Little League Bandits,
beat the shit out of guys. But the big one was watching them cut Kane open and remove that, and then that shot of the brain, the eyeballs, the brain stem. That seared into my brain growing up. And it always drew me to it. And I love Ed 209. He is my favorite villain for RoboCop, but Kane looks badass. I literally have a little Kane.
Very cool.
Nice.
Does his face flip in?
That's the only thing this one doesn't done. This is the Haya.
So it's not a Visionaries where you can like rub the black.
No, that would have been
sticker?
awesome.
Yeah.
This is like a recent release from Haya.
Okay.
I've got the battle damaged RoboCop and everything, and then I have my NECA RoboCop, my
he's
big
beautiful.
one.
I remember seeing that. It's beautiful.
Best
perfect.
feature. His gun, leg gun opens up.
That is so cool.
It's NECA. We would all screamed to high heaven and had that.
If I had a kid show, it's hang it up. That's all the only toys I would have needed. So everybody knows I love RoboCop. It's on my arm. I need to find a spot to put Kane, but I've got RoboCop and Ed 209 on there. I live, breathe, drink RoboCop. I got the Shout Factory 4K late last year, early this year. I can't remember what it was, and I've been waiting to even watch it. So my first sit down watch for this was in the 4K. And I drooled about the original Arrow RoboCop one. This is just as stunning. And
really,
the TV commercials are still as if you're watching it on a CRT TV. But then when the movie picks up, you're just like, holy shit, this picture's amazing.
That's cool.
Like those TV shots are like if you're using a camcorder to record a CRT.
That's how it felt. It felt like
you were using
a camcorder
really
on
nice
a CRT
between the film and the.
And then with the 4K, you never are broken out because they didn't make that too clean. So now it's like, it's the TV part. Oh, here's the movie.
So
now.
they understood. That's one. Well, it's Shout Factory. It's
Shout Factory.
Arrow. They understand these things.
Yeah, Shout Factory. You got that one right. You just didn't get time copyright. Okay, we're still beating that horse till it deads. 0 special features. 0
is maybe there wasn't any.
There are.
Okay, never mind.
Never mind.
And they didn't even put the trailer on it, Pete.
Eek.
Yeah.
Shout Factory didn't put the. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. You dropped the ball there, fellas.
We're fighting with them right now. That's
good. You should.
And they wanted $35 to $40 for the.
for a bare bones Blu-ray?
Bear.
Eat shit.
Bear. I bought the high end.
I'll
all
sail
out.
7 seas to get that sucker. And
I got it on Blu-ray. I'll be fine.
Right.
I mean, but I went and I got the, I think it's Arrow, might be Arrow that did it. The new Cobra that's coming out on 4K.
It's
poster,
Arrow, yeah.
slip covers, Blu-ray, 4K, everything. $50. $50.
Sure, $50, 2 discs of
Done.
nothing but content.
And it comes with the television cut because there's extra scenes
that's
in the
cool as
TV
heck.
cut.
Yeah.
So you can watch it as if you're watching on TV. Like,
Or you can
It's
share
not-
it with your kids.
it's
Yeah.
not brain surgery. You're not trying to remove Kane's brain or anything here. Give me some behind the scene featurettes. I don't care. Anyway, don't buy the Time Cop. Wait for someone else to get it.
Right.
So that's my history with RoboCop 2. I adore this movie. I love it. I've championed it for years. I don't understand people that don't like it.
I don't either. After watching it twice in the last 3 days, I don't get it. This movie is hilarious. It's wonderfully Looney Tunes at times. The Foley in this movie, all of the icky, ooey gooey, bang bang, clang clang. But there's a scene when the new RoboCop 2, the Kane version, falls off of a tall building, and it's yes, you get the whistle and the I was dying.
RoboCop
All
hits
the
that foam pole off of the truck, and it's just bang. It's
all the
so good.
squishy surgery being done. There are 2 people get opened up. You get Lieutenant Duffy or Cop Duffy, whatever he
That
was.
was rough.
That was pretty rough. And they cut him open. They bisected him pretty much.
They do a live autopsy.
Yes,
basically is what they're
That's
doing.
what, that's what it looked like. I was like,
without
No anesthesia.
No
anesthesia.
Thank you. That's the word. And then they did the same thing with, well, not the same thing, but they also did some surgery on Kane, and that was when they were they cut his head, they cut his cranium open, pulled his head off, and then removed his brain and eyeballs. I love brain and eyeballs. It's the best thing ever. I've seen it 1,000 times in old horror movies. There's nothing better than brain with eyeballs in a jar. It's so
not
squishy.
not only campy and goofy like that, but if you really, really think about it, it's fucking dark as shit. Because not only do they cut his brain out and put it in a jar, you get it from Kane's perspective in the jar, and they're holding his fucking head, having a casual conversation. How dark is that shit?
Yeah.
You're looking at your own head, and 2 people just like toss, like kind of, well, look at this. I was waiting for the dude to put his hand in it and move his fucking mouth up and down. Oh, I'm Kane. I make nuke. But it's dark as shit. And I'm like, that's what Verhoeven would have done. Verhoeven would have went way darker with it. But Kirshner was like, let's have a little bit of fun. They also dropped the same line like from the first one. It's like they get done with it. I was like, who's ready for lunch? Because they say the same thing after Murphy gets killed right before they make him RoboCop. It's like, we're going to call it. It's such and such. Let's go get something to eat or something like that.
So much time for this movie. It's wonderful.
Yeah. This one, it literally starts. I'm good. They keep it to where it's only like a year, maybe 2 years off. I know he says RoboCop's been out for a year on patrol, but since Murphy to now, it's been like a 2-year passage of time since becoming RoboCop. And I love it. Just drops you right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys, like you see that the city is still in chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Like crime
RoboCop
is rampant.
hasn't fixed anything, but there's
he's one
reasons
guy.
for that.
He's one person.
He's just one guy because the cops are on strike.
Yeah. You learn everything in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I love this first 5 minutes because you just see it just keeps going progressively.
It's
like a little old lady pushing a cart.
It's a Rube Goldberg crime spree is what it is.
It is.
Right. There's a lady pushing a cart of cans, just trying to get some bucks out of that. And then she gets hit by a car, and then somebody steals her purse. And then this guy that stole her purse takes her money, and a couple of streetwalkers beat him up. And then a couple of streetwalkers walk by a gun store, and the gun store blows up. And these people run into the gun store and steal all the guns. Charlie, are these all real guns? Because there was one that first rocket blaster. I don't know if that was a real gun or not. That looked like something I'd make out of a cereal box.
Yeah, that was cardboard as shit. But Charlie, isn't your gun in this sequence?
I think it makes a very, very brief appearance. Nobody fires it. I think it's just somebody picks it up,
right?
And they don't use it. So you get a lot of basic ones. So these thugs go in, and I love that they're not anywhere remotely close to the first RoboCop bad guys. You know, Bodiger and all these guys, but they gave one of them the beret, just like what the black guy wore in the other. So you're kind of like, are we trying to be like these guys are like knockoff Clarence Bodiger gang running in there? But that one guy's like searching and rummaging. Where's the bullets for this gun, man? And he's like, it's over there. Just take it, get out, and shoots the guy. I mean, the violence is in your face immediately.
Oh yeah, the violence is present. It's lovely. It's
and
wonderful.
then
it's also cartoonish. I mean, that's something that an extra violent Looney Tunes cartoon would do.
And I will always call it out. My man, my dude, Chico is in the beginning of this from Commando, whose head blows up. You know, Running Man, whose head blows up. Commando, he gets his arm cut off. He's in every action movie as an extra, but he's the one with the rocket launcher. That's Chico.
Okay.
And he grabs the normal looking one, the tube one first, and you're like,
yeah.
What gun store in the middle of Detroit sells rocket launchers?
Carries literal bazookas, right?
There's no button like in Commando where they opened up a wall and there's all this shit. This was like in the glass cases. But then he walks over.
It was sitting on a display table.
He walks over and it's this little kid type in him, and he goes, ooh, and picks up the giant fake rocket launcher that looks like a lipstick tube coming out the
cereal box. I'm telling you, it was a cereal box.
Oh, it was somebody somebody went, we need a bigger rocket launcher. Okay, give me 5 minutes and a can of spray paint, and I've got this. But man, I tell you, I love this because you hear the cop car, and this is how they drop the nugget. They're like, it's the cops, man. Don't be stupid. They're on strike. Do you not hear it?
So they've told you everything you need to know why this is still. It's wonderful writing. It's wonderful direction. Yes.
And one cop car, they don't hone in on the driver's seat. You just see this car. I love when Anna was watching these and she's in the group chat and she goes, they really hate Ford Tauruses, or they keep fucking up Ford Tauruses in this.
They are getting their money's worth out of these Ford Tauruses, man. I had no idea a Ford Taurus was so durable. Like, they are beating the shit out of it.
I don't think they are, but they are in Detroit.
Well, for the sake of the story, they are.
Rear-wheel drive, V8 power, were actual police interceptors. These were the workhorses, which also means millions were made.
No shit.
So I
had no idea.
My parents had a Ford Taurus growing up.
I watched a guy on YouTube
Interceptor,
that he does these races, but they use the Crown Vics, which are basically a little bit fancier Ford Tauruses, rear-wheel drive V8s.
Huh.
But yeah. These Ford Tauruses were
before everything
workhorses.
Front wheel drive, huh?
No kidding.
Right.
Yeah,
right
they
before.
switched everything over after that. But anyway, so you hear this car coming, you hear this cop car, and these guys light it the fuck up. And I love it. That guy fires the rocket at it. It flips the car. Everything I want in a car chase.
180, 360. It
360
flips upside down and then lands on its tires. Great. What a stunt.
And they keep firing. They keep firing. There's full bullet holes. They're all happy. They're all celebrating. We all know what's getting ready to happen. But, even as a kid, you're sitting there and you're just like, Because one, that's a hell of a shot because RoboCop weighs a lot. That car doesn't act like there's a giant, like 2-ton machine sitting in the front seat. Because it was in the first movie when he got in that one and you heard the suspension go.
Yeah.
But this thing stops. It's on fire. These guys run away and they do that close-up shot of the ground with the door opening. And that foot, that's when the Foley work you talking about comes in. And you hear that fucking foot just boom, step down, and RoboCop stands up. He's shiny.
Not
He's
a
slight
scratch on him.
Oh, no. Not a burn mark.
Nope.
His armor's a little bit shinier because it's the new
very shiny
RoboCop.
Yes.
They also made this out of fiberglass this time, so it was lighter on Weller.
Oh,
so
I
he
bet
could
Peter
move.
Weller loved that.
This was a lot easier on him than the first suit, which was like it was like hard plastic and just foam and
probably hot as shit.
Yeah.
Yes, you never make it right the first time. I mean, if you ever go back and listen to the Hiro Nakajima's nightmare stories with the Godzilla costumes,
oh god,
you
I can only imagine.
Never get it right the first time, and it takes a couple iterations. And thankfully,
really
they got it right the
does.
second time. I don't know about the third.
They got it better. Well, it's not even Peter Weller in the third one, so
fuck it then.
Yeah, he wasn't going to.
It's actually
I
not
don't
a
blame
bad
him.
story. It's not a bad story.
It's not. It's really not.
I've got a 3-pack from the library, so I might.
There
watch
you go. It's worth a watch.
I have the 3-pack VHS. My buddy Pete bought me.
Oh,
you bought it
that's
for
right, I
me, you
did.
ass.
And hey, look,
It's still
And he's
sealed
like,
in plastic.
Still sealed in plastic.
Listen at him, just giving me all kinds of shit. It's your fault. It's your fault.
It's my fault. I got that.
But I love it, man. I even watching it in 4K. It's like I was a kid again. I was just smiling because RoboCop's on the screen, blowing people away, just left, right. No one's gonna live at the end of this. I absolutely love it. It's RoboCop can do no wrong, as far as I'm concerned. There's shittier versions of it, but it's still RoboCop. I'm still. I mean, even the new movie, it's not great, but there's still moments where I'm like, it's still RoboCop. It's still,
right.
So help me remember, Charlie. I don't remember Nuke in the first movie. It's been a while since I've seen.
That was
this is the Chekhov's gun. Not even that. Really.
The plot.
It's the plot, right? There's Nuke. It's a drug. You know what? It doesn't seem that addictive. It's not like. I mean,
I
people
disagree.
are addicted to
Did
it,
you
but
see
it
old
doesn't.
girl? She's
It's
all
more
fucked
like
up about this.
I think it was meant to be like meth. Because, like, if you notice, every time they inject it, they cough
there's
or
a
laugh.
euphoria. Oh,
That's a side effect, like people who take meth. Like the first hit.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was they're playing it off as because later you have Hawk who's like, we'll make it safer, we'll make it cheaper. It's so
I got some things about him.
Hob, he was the voice of Littlefoot in The Land Before Time. I looked him up. I was like, he looks familiar. I wonder what he was in. And I was like,
he was also in a movie that
Littlefoot.
Charlie's never seen. It's a Disney movie called Newsies, and it's a musical.
Who the fuck says I've never seen Newsies?
I've never heard of it.
Because you don't like musicals, you asshole.
Christian Bale's in that too.
That's true. He is.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
You hate musicals.
I do hate them. Doesn't mean I didn't just wake up one day going, you know what? I hate musicals. I had to watch them to hate them.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. It's not, it's not generational, Pete. My dad didn't grow up hating musicals. His granddad didn't grow up hating musicals. Then, of course, I'm going to grow up hating musicals. I just hate musicals.
Good night, everybody.
But yeah, Hob is the voice of Littlefoot. So if you think really, really hard, Littlefoot says fuck.
A lot.
I do like that moment when he pulls one over on RoboCop, though, because I think even he had an idea that he's a kid and I'm going to test this out. His balls were big enough to be like, I'm at least going to test it out. I've got a 50-50 shot. And then he's like, eases up. He's like, yeah, you can't shoot a kid, can you, fucker? And then blasts him in the dome. and makes his little computer skirt out a little bit.
And as a kid, seeing a kid villain
Right.
was fucking awesome.
Uh-huh.
You're just like, holy shit, the kid is a bad guy.
This is still an R movie. How many kids of that age would? Well, Charlie did. Never mind.
I was still like 14, 15 before I was allowed to watch.
He
this
was
one. Like
he was about that age, I would think.
I'm thinking like
Maybe
12,
13?
13.
Yeah, I was thinking like
Maybe
12, 13.
Okay, all
somewhere around because he's
Like,
I mean,
he's
you can
older
be
than
little.
10, but not 16 yet.
Well,
so-
later on when they're cutting old Duffy up, Kane makes sure to hold his head and make him watch the whole
I
thing.
really liked that where he was such a badass through everything. It's like, kill him. But when it came to that intimate
Yes,
torture, he couldn't watch it, and Kane made him to.
yeah, he had just tried to strangle Lewis. Like he is capable of murder.
Yeah.
But seeing that, like you
he's-
nailed it. The intimacy.
He's got a
of it.
gun. He shoots people. He doesn't care about that. But that intimate, slow torture is a difficult thing to watch, no matter how sadistic you are.
Fun fact: I don't remember what the actual model number is, but that was a real gun. That was actually designed to be a covert weapon.
That blue spray painted gun that kid was.
It's supposed to look like a boombox, like a tape player, and it's in the trivia that it was a legit gun that wasn't made for the movie.
Okay.
Like that really was a thing. I'm like, okay,
Dang.
That looked like something you bought at Walmart, quite frankly.
I would. I mean,
so that
I'm
the
sure
cops wouldn't shoot you if you
for the longest time. If you'd asked me, I'd have been like, nah, that had to be made for this movie. I mean, obviously, I think so. There's a couple things I think some people, going back to why people don't really like RoboCop 2. One, you're never going to get a villain that can command like Clarence Boddicker with, Red Foreman, basically.
Kurtwood Smith. Yeah, he plays such a good bad guy. He's the prick dad in Dead Poet Society too. Just an absolute piece of shit. Yeah.
I haven't watched that.
From what I heard,
long time.
from what I've heard, he's a sweetheart. And
he is. Yeah. Any interviews?
Sweethearts play the best fucking villains, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, they're sweethearts.
Yeah.
So
Boy, oh boy.
You're already, and I think this is smart on the movies. You're not going to top that, and I don't think they're trying to with Kane.
Kane was okay.
Here's how you have to look at it.
Really the bad guy. He was kind of the bad guy, and then the kid took over. Yeah, sorta. And then
he's literally the guy that has to fight at the end.
He's the cult leader.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I thought
drug
it was
manufacturer.
I think his rise to big boss was odd.
Well, you got to look at it what they're trying to do. So in the first movie, it's about corporate takeover. The corporations are going to use anything within their means to get what they want. So that's why you had Clarence, who was starting wars and undermining the police and undermining the city. That's what the first movie is. This second movie, they went, okay, obviously the corporation's the bad guy. We all know OCP is evil. The old man is evil. We don't need to harp on that, but we're not going to let you forget it. But there should be another level. What is outside of even the city's control, OCP's control? The drug trade. If you don't have control of the drug trade, you don't truly have control over it. And Kane is in control of the drug trade. We have a brand new drug nuke. We have, people that are addicted across. I wish they'd kind of showed even some corporate guys using nuke. That would have been a nice little to show it's a villain for both sides of the
cocaine
war.
was so rampant at that time in blue collar or white collar society.
Yeah, but and again, if you'd have used cocaine, everyone would have been like, "Of course they're using cocaine."
Of course they're using it.
But if you're going to give us,
because dude in the first movie was snorting a lot of cocaine as well.
Yeah, Bob was
right.
Yeah, that's his name, Bob.
Bitches leave. But I would have liked, and I think that's one thing I wish they'd have done just a little bit more was actually make Kane and Nuke this one thing that both the city and OCP had in common was they didn't have control over it. Because then that would have made a little bit more sense where they'd be like, yeah, let's put Kane in the machine instead of the doctor what's her nuts that just is trying to play mad scientist and put that
facts
puts the abnormal brain inside of Frankenstein. You know, Pete would like that one. I would have liked a little bit more play with that, where OCP was like, "Will we control Nuke if we control Kane?" And they never touch on that, and I wish they had. But I like it. I like that it's touching on the war on drugs, which was a huge thing in the late 80s, early 90s. Then the second thing, back to what I was going for, is why people don't like this. There's a lot of people that hate what they do to RoboCop in this movie. They hate that he gets defeated.
He gets
midway
cuckolded.
through. He does. Now, is he immortal? Is he invincible? No, he got fucked up in the first one pretty good. Yep. This one is they planned it all. They
chopped up into bits.
Yeah. Clarence was trying to be a hunter, so they gave him the tracker. Here's how you find RoboCop. Go find him, kill him.
Clarence.
So RoboCop was in the first movie. I'm making
sorry,
a parallel.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So Clarence is, we got big guns. Let's all go get him.
Mm-hmm.
Kane is different because it's like, let's set a trap. Let's set this up. Let's plan. Let's figure out how do we incapacitate him. Giant electromagnet. Fucking works.
Right. Well, he's still the only cop in Detroit at this point. So they lure him. They throw some breadcrumbs on the ground, basically, and they lure him into this warehouse, and they successfully attack him.
It's a setup, and then they do show that it takes them a while to figure out how to do it.
That montage was hilarious.
Scene that made me belly laugh. Why did you stop? You cracked his armor. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
The jackhammer.
Immediately the jackhammer after.
Which kind of reminded me of The Princess Bride, because it just made me laugh a whole lot. But do it there on the joint. That worked. And, So and then they show his leg getting thrown to the side, and you know that they've figured out how to dismantle literally RoboCop.
Dude, the special effects of Robo's face when he's in dismantled fucked up mode.
That animatronic is choice. And could CG have done it better? Probably. But I don't think so. I really don't think so. The fact that
it's there and people are reacting to it.
Exactly.
It's showing pain. It's showing, confusion, everything that's going on.
And that's how a robot would look also. Like, I don't care how good you make an animatronic. It's going to not look, the uncanny valley is going to be, you're going to leap right over.
I'm going to know it's fake. Once you get to a point, I'm going to know it's fake. They also do a really good job of, he has way more emotion in this one than in the first one. Could I do without him stalking his wife?
I have that written down. And
that's unnecessary.
The whole thing with the wife was a waste of time.
It was.
Yeah, because they never go back to it. And I think that's one of my few complaints.
When he tells her to leave the police station, that's it. That's the end of that story. Yeah. And I don't know, because Frank Miller wrote this. And there was a lot of rewrites.
They rewrote a lot of Frank Miller stuff.
Like severely. And I wonder if there wasn't something more later on that it would have developed into. But it was just a waste of screen time. There's a whole...
I agree.
Hey, what? Murphy's wife is a smoke show. Don't get me wrong. I liked seeing her again. But it was a waste of time.
Yeah, it was.
A waste of time.
I could have done with, if you wanted to do the flashback, you save it for Hobb. When he sees Hobb, he has a flashback to his son and to his family. And that's why he pauses.
That was okay.
But that's all it needed to be. I don't need to rehash. I don't need to see RoboCop driving by her house. I don't need all of that. I do like what he says though to her, as he leans in and he says, touch me. And she reaches in and she touches him on the lips. It's cold. And he goes, they did this to honor him. Like
him.
I almost would have preferred, if there's one thing I want to fix story wise, Don't make it that RoboCop went there. Make it that she couldn't let go. And she's fighting to see RoboCop.
Oh, boy, do I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not tormented himself. He has memories, but make it where they're like, look, she's threatening to sue us. We did this. It's her husband. Obviously everyone's seen his face. They know it's Officer Alec Murphy.
A mystery. Yep.
It's not a mystery. She's suing the police department, Detroit, OCB. She's suing everyone. She's got the best lawyer because he's like, yeah, you've got a slam dunk case. And then get it to where it's like, look, that's not your husband. And then when Robo says that to her, that would be like, fuck, he is dead.
We're closing that part of the book. Like,
yes,
that chapter is done.
And then, you never need to go back to it again.
I like, Charlie, that's you should be writing all these things.
This comes from watching this movie countless times. I mean,
Charlie is a script doctor. Like, we
honestly,
do all these movies, and this guy has such great, like, you know what? This is what could have been done. And we all go, God damn, you're right.
Script doctor.
It comes down to like 2020. You can always look back. I'm sure Frank Miller has some movie.
Things. I'm asking you to fix what's going on.
Oh, I would love that job. I'd love that job. You know, Frank Miller's in this movie.
Yes, he is. He's the. I recognized him quite.
He's the
frankly.
Scientist. Yeah, he's the nuke scientist doing the blue velvet.
The drug scientist, the chemist.
He's like, we're trying out Frank. Right, where's the blue velvet? Here you go. We just now.
They
worked
called him Frank. I mean, they were trying to hide it.
No. Love that they did that in here. Love it. But so the fact he gets destroyed, and then the fact that they fuck with his programming is another thing that people hate. They hate the goody two-shoe RoboCop.
I love it.
Well, to me, it's two things. I think it's great. It drives the story, but it's also topical. You had Mad, Mothers Against Drugs. You had the it's always moms, sorry, Anna, but moms against heavy metal, moms against video games, moms against violence.
It was an environmental message also, or they tried to shoehorn that in.
They literally go.
That's when the ozone was first recognized as being in danger.
So they take it as, this is how insane it is. There's always something to bitch about. So that's why whenever he's going through his directives, there's like 280 directives that we never even get to see. That's how insane it got. That's how fucked up his, memory circuits were for those directives.
Because dads don't care about drugs and drunk driving.
But that was what we were told on television. It was moms. Yes. It was literally called Mad.
Protect our children.
Was Mad Dare. Was MADD. Moms Against Drunk Driving, I think was one.
Mad and Dare, and those are the two I remember.
I'll say this.
Just like when we did Detroit Rock City. Remember the moms in
front
of the
Kiss
concert?
The devil's music.
Moms
Knights
against
in
Satan's service. Mom, give me back my fucking drumsticks.
Oh,
please.
They'll love that.
Please,
but I'll say this. I'll say this. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. So I'm not the mom bitching about all this stuff. To quote Mean Girls.
Yeah.
I'm the cool mom. Would you like a margarita?
Yeah. Anybody need a condom?
Mean Girls.
You want a war? Well, you got it right after this. In a world filled with bad movies, two men risk it all to bring you a podcast that covers the very worst of cinema.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Join these unlikely heroes as they deep dive into Z-movie classics.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Cheesy action films.
I will send you to hell. I've been there for 10 years. Ah!
Badly dubbed Italian horror.
Mother, this closet smells of death.
Right through to modern cinematic catastrophes.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah!
dominate Walton. Can be wild.
We have such sights to show you.
Are the Bad Movie Cult. Available every 2 weeks wherever you get your podcasts.
I didn't come here to talk. Lucky for you, they did.
I'm sorry, I had to drop a commercial. They started talking Mean Girls, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. They sat here the entire commercial thing, repeating all the lines from Mean Girls.
It's so good.
But I knew it was going to happen. As soon as it started, I'm like, okay, it's time for a commercial.
Fair.
We reset. We've reset.
No,
we got it out.
But I like the scene. It's not long in this movie either where he's good RoboCop, don't want to waste water, goes over and turns off the fire hydrant, and
the kids are like, hey.
I love he's just with his fingers.
What,
he doesn't need a wrench. He's fucking RoboCop.
He's RoboCop. He is a wrench.
It's just it was
he's a tool.
That was a detail that we that was a detail. Let's not say that, because there's some sexual tension later on that was a little gross with robots.
Oh,
okay, with Kane and his lady. That was weird.
Kane, and I even think that the good doctor from the not the CPD. I'm sorry, the
from OCP.
Yeah, she's like, I know every inch of him. I'm like, stop that.
Yeah.
But after he gets reprogrammed by the OCP.
Are you down with
OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
OCP.
And she's like, I'm gonna give him the once over. Let's go over here. I know every inch of you. It's like,
yeah. And she's going through it. He's going mad. But I like. But this also, I get some of my favorite scenes in this movie, which is we get the little leaguers that are beating the shit out of the Radio Shack guy.
Yeah.
The one kid that's doing all the talking, he was Eddie in the It miniseries that came out.
Really?
A few years later. Uh-huh.
I didn't even realize that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
But
you got the one kid that's like one kid's videotaping it all. The coach is running stuff back and forth. This guy's beat to hell.
He's filling up his El Camino or whatever.
Coach has a side hustle going on.
Look, there's a little girl beating the shop owner with a baseball bat.
I love it. Like she's like smack him and then look at him. Like, want to say something, bitch? Smack him again. But again, as 14 or 15 watching this, seeing like, oh shit, the kids are even bad in this. And then what was that?
Sorry, I thought he wasn't moving. I thought he was froze. You were just stuck there for a minute. I was like,
we got to keep Pete as incredible inflatable waving arm guy, just so we know he doesn't freeze at all. But you get if anybody knows, this is how we've almost lost episodes. Pete keeps freezing for some reason when we record.
Now he's doing the RoboCop. If you will.
And I'm not editing any of this. That way everyone knows what's going on.
Sorry, guys.
But no, you're fine. I'd rather be warned when it's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I like all of this. I love how serious Lewis is. Like she rolls up, like she's like, put your fucking hands up. She gets in a shootout with the coach. Shoots him right between the eyes.
In the head. Right.
Right in the brain pan.
And the dome.
RoboCop starts walking in.
She shoots him around RoboCop. Like she plugs him as she's shooting over his
She's using
shoulder
him like a
something.
barricade shield. Like a riot shield RoboCop.
She's like, get it together. She's trying to get him to like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? You're firing at me.
Starts yelling at the kids. The kids are like, oh shit, we fucked up. RoboCop's outside reading Miranda to a dead guy, which still cracks me the fuck up.
He's dead.
And he's like, and I love he lets go of the dead guy and goes, I'm having problems.
Yes.
Just
after he does a Looney Tunes, looks at the dead body, looks back at his partner, and goes, I'm having problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the way Weller plays it, it feels like a completely different RoboCop.
Oh,
whenever he's doing this,
marvelous in this. I think he just threw caution to the wind. I don't think he liked the script, and he's just like, I'm gonna
have fun with it. Yeah,
have as much fun with it as possible. I was very disappointed in the his partner. Help me, Anna. What's her name again? His partner,
Lewis.
She had a reduced role in this.
Yeah.
She had I don't think she spoke for like 20, 30 minutes of the film, and then only had side, like, don't do that. Here, I'm going to get yourself together, blah, blah, blah. I
did love her introduction though, when they're in the cafe and it's like, all right, Lewis, it's your turn. She puts the paper down and pops the bubble gum. It's like badass. I love Nancy Allen. I think she's a great actress.
I felt bad for the actress. Like she should have had a bigger role.
Wait till you watch 3.
Yeah, and I think Nancy Allen was still kind of popping off and getting roles.
I think
in
she was still
1990.
working at this point. Yeah, she's still working. She might have even read the script and like, keep me lesser in this.
It's just a paycheck.
She's not as important to this story though as she was in the first one.
Right.
You know, she's
right. That's where
she had the connection with Alex, and then she's trying to reconnect with Alex through RoboCop. This one, she's like literally the only other cop beside RoboCop that's doing their job. You know, she's the only one that's actually out there doing it. And Chief.
He's trying to keep everybody. He's trying to keep everybody, all of his ducks in a row, man.
Chief's general manager. He's not part of the union.
I loved his character in all 3 movies.
Yeah, he's
he
one
was
of mine.
Great in this one too. Yeah,
love it. But so I don't, and I also love that him being fucked up gave us the thank you for not smoking, which
was an actual PSA, wasn't it?
It was an ad they sold to movie theaters to play before the movies. It was that scene from RoboCop, guy getting shot around him, and then RoboCop going, "Thank you for not smoking."
Was still a thing in fucking theaters back then.
Theaters, restaurants,
it was
everywhere.
Oh no, restaurants until like the 2010s, but not the 2010s.
Probably bars till the 2010s.
Bars till 2010.
20
to the
20
aughts.
like 02 or 04 or something like that. I remember that was when we started voting on indoor smoking.
I remember that. There was a big thing about it in Columbus when that was happening.
I was working at bars, and they were trying to pass that without a vote, and I voted for it to be on the ballot because I wanted to vote it down. I didn't want the government just to say you can't do this.
Right.
Even though it was
weird logic on my behalf.
You wanted the option to be able to make the choice to vote for what you wanted to. You didn't want someone else to tell you how it was going to be.
I wanted an actual democracy. Like,
Bravo, Pete.
If the public says no, then no. But if the public says yes, then shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
But there was still people
smoking. Yeah, so there's a whole different era, Pete, when we're talking about watching movies back in the 80s and 90s, man. Smoking, and it was the Wild West. It really was the Wild West.
You're not wrong, but I'm a little jealous of moviegoers today where you have some rules.
I don't like that you can pre-buy your seat.
I don't
still
either.
Believe,
Thank you, Charlie.
I believe if I get there
I agree
before
with that.
you, I got to fucking pick.
I want to walk into a movie theater, do the look up. That's where I want to go. I fucking hate that shit, dude.
I hate
Amen, brother.
So much.
Agreed. I think every outside of a couple of films that have been sold out, right? I'll walk into a movie and there is nobody in those seats that I wanted.
And then your butt's going there.
Damn it.
And then you get the one that's not quite sold out, but you're like in a party of 3 and there's not 3 seats in succession. So you have to, like, if that happened, you could be like, hey, do you mind scooting down one? Because we're all in a party. And now I pay for that seat. This is my seat and I'm not going to move.
It's fucking annoying.
You're not going to it's
Yeah,
one
I
seat
fucking
over for
hate it.
heaven's
It's
sake.
so
Hate it. I
annoying.
don't care who's mad. I hate it.
And the amount of people I talk to these days that say, "Oh, I prefer picking my seat." Da, da, da. Fuck you. That's what I want to
Yeah,
tell them. It
'cause
takes it's part of the joy out of going to the movies for me.
They mosey in after the previews. They mosey in. They'll come in halfway into the movie. I bought this seat.
Oh, previews.
No,
Previews
no.
are stupid.
You
No previews.
get there
No
while they're
previews.
still running
No
Mina,
previews.
whatever her fucking name is, for 30 minutes telling me about what movies are coming out and behind the scenes.
No.
All that shit because I got premium seating because I wanted it. I got there first. I'm never doing Come What May again, ever.
Come What May is not nice. It's
So now I'm having technical difficulties. Pete's having technical difficulties. I admit, Anna and I both are under a tornado watch, but nothing outside right now.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening. So I don't know. I was yelling about some theaters and where I want to sit. I don't even remember. Let's get back into RoboCop 2.
We're on a rant.
Little Leaguers. I got something.
Okay. Well, you have notes, Pete.
So the Little Leaguers go in there, and there's a whole troop. There's a team of Little Leaguers.
Yes.
Robbing a store. And I don't even know what store it is.
It's a Radio Shack. It's like a mom and pop Radio Shack.
Okay. Yeah. So they're stealing VCRs and radios and I don't know, walkie-talkies.
There was Walkmans. The kids are reaching it for the cassette player Walkmans.
Right.
Yeah.
And the coach is filling up his not sedan. It was
a station wagon.
Station wagon, right?
Yeah.
What one kid is in the till and is barely tall enough to take money out of it. Like he's almost hanging off the cash register till, pulling money out of there.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, I've worked in retail before. Usually when you get to a certain point, you take money out of the till and put it in the safe because that's the smart thing to do.
You do a drop, yeah.
Right. You do a drop. There is so much money in this fucking cash register. Like you could buy a car with
VCRs are expensive, Pete. Come on.
That's fine. There wasn't.
He was having a great sales day.
Right. And
the Little Leaguers had to come fuck it up.
Is this where no, the quote is later. No, it's where they're at the fountain.
The fire hydrant.
The fire hydrant. Where RoboCop is like, stop this. You're ruining the environment by putting all this water out.
Waste not, want
not. And some kid says, hey, go fuck a refrigerator.
After they were excited to see RoboCop.
Like, yeah, RoboCop.
Like,
then he took the fun away. RoboCop was a fun sucker.
Go fuck a refrigerator. RoboCop or whatever they said. It was. Yeah. I was dead.
It's freaking funny. So there's a whole nother subplot here where the Detroit owes OCP millions of dollars, and they're trying to
it's such a small amount of millions of dollars that is even for 19
it's like 37 million or something like
$37 million in 1991. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but I don't think it's a lot of money. But they're in debt to OCP because they privatize the police, right? Is that
OCP owns the police.
Yeah,
that was from part one. They privatized it out.
Right.
That's why they're controlling it.
You don't privatize.
OCP wrote it into the loan or lease or whatever it is that if you miss one payment, we foreclose on all assets, which is Detroit.
My biggest bullshit of this movie is the mayor of Detroit didn't have his lawyers look over this and find that clause.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
He got fucked.
Shit. You signed this without he literally signed this contract without reading it because his advisors looked at him going, did you sign this? He's like, well, yeah, I did. Bullshit. There is enough bureaucracy, enough good bureaucracy in the United States where you would have to hand this over to a lawyer to read through. This is my only gripe about this movie. Bullshit. They weren't reading this to the last crossed I and dotted T.
They're playing fast and loose with trying to show the incompetence of the mayor character in this.
Yep.
How conniving OCP can be because we slipped it in there, which any grade school lawyer, whatever, could have found this. But without that, you don't get him being so willing to do a deal with drug dealers, not to mention a 12-year-old drug dealer later in the movie to take a loan. Is like, because the kid's like, look, if you get, I'll give you $50 million if you get off our back. And the mayor's like, makes a good point, right? He's looking at everyone like, you make a really good point.
You haven't done enough damage to your city by being in debt to this private company, and now you're going to take $50 million.
Right.
What is that? 16 million above the what you need.
Yeah.
Taking it from a drug dealer.
Oh, I just had
with gold bars. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure how many drug dealers have gold bars laying around. I'm pretty sure literal gold bars are marked, stamped, and accounted for. There's just not
later
gold bars laying around. There's no drug customers that are paying in gold bars. I'm not sure how you got those.
I had another moment.
The light bulb go off.
Yeah.
What happened?
I know how to fix everything on this.
How?
This movie opens up the exact same.
I think there's anything to
fix. No, just bear with me a moment. This movie opens up with, same exact way, same exact intro of RoboCop, and he's yelling about where's Nuke? You eliminate that part. He just takes out these bad guys. Go back to do a few more scenes, go back to the wife, can't let go of her husband being gone. But we also find out in her talking to RoboCop, even though he's supposed to be emotionless, she drops, I have already lost our son to this drug called Nuke, and I can't get him back from it. And RoboCop's still trying to be emotionless about her and it being a husband, but now we get him kind of clicking, going, this Nuke is not just bad, but the worst thing that could happen. Because this whole movie is RoboCop pissed off about Nuke. Like him trying to solve his own murder in part one. They're trying to make Nuke that big of a deal. Well, you have to give it some substance. Why does RoboCop hate Nuke? His kid's addicted to it. And now he goes after everything. That's why he's infatuated with Kane and trying to disassemble
vigilante at this point.
Kind of, because he's on his own. He's out there doing all this. So now you leave that to where he sees Hobb. That just adds even more. He sees his kid. This kid is selling this Nuke. Kane is corrupting this kid. He is after Kane. He will, because that's why, when he goes into that drug den, that makes that scene more impactful instead of RoboCop just sup bitches and walks in and takes out this entire drug operation for. There's like a vendetta with no vendetta there. Kane doesn't give a shit about RoboCop. He feels like he's working just below the noticeability of anyone. He's got an in with the cops. He should know kind of where RoboCop is at all time anyway. Why does it drive RoboCop so much to take out Nuke? Make it someone he knows is addicted to it. Hell, if he really didn't want Lewis involved, have Lewis get addicted to it. It might be hurt her character a little bit, but somehow something falls apart. She loses her job being a cop or something because of the cutbacks. There's ways you can make it kind of be emotional drive for RoboCop to hate Nuke as much.
And you could even have his wife be addicted to it. Maybe his wife got addicted to it, and then through that, maybe stuff laying around, the son found it, and that's how the son started taking it.
There's some dark ways to go with it.
Cope with his death and transformation into RoboCop, she starts taking
She was so depressed and in such a bad place, she turned to drugs. And Nuke's easy to find. It's brand
learned
new.
it by watching you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that was what we were being told on Saturday morning cartoons. There was always a drug commercial that came on.
That was the Nancy Reagan era of...
Right.
Well, that would have been George Bush or damn near Bill Clinton at that point, right?
And even
90? No, this would
90,
be George
90
Bush.
was still George
but you
Bush,
would be coming right off of Reagan.
Right off of Reagan, yep.
And Nancy's drug thing was still going on well into the 90s.
It's stuck.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a herald of Just Say No, which was in all the video games that you would go to. And in the scene that we saw in the film where they went into the arcade,
with Duffy,
there was nothing but Data East films. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know a little bit about video games and pinball machines. Data East was a big video game cabinet maker, and they did all of the quarter munching RoboCop bad dudes video games that the only way you could beat the fucking thing is by putting a lot of goddamn coins
close to $100 in to beat the game.
Yes, there's no way to beat. There is literally no way to beat these games. Gauntlet was the very first one that was not a Data East game, but
it was one of the quarter eaters. That
you just
because Asteroid and everything. You just tried to go for high score. It was never about beating the game. They started adding the final bosses,
and that was and Gauntlet skirted that. Like they tried to do like get the high score, but also advance as far as you possibly can. But your health ticked down no matter what happened.
Right,
and to get
it was
your
like a
health
timer.
back up,
Yeah.
you threw another quarter in there. God damn
You know
you!
what my favorite thing about this entire scene though with Duffy in there is RoboCop's beating the shit out of him. What does he smash his face into?
Bad dudes!
The bad dude's cabinet.
Bad dudes!
He's beating up the bad dude into a bad dude cabinet. And I fucking love it. Also, because it is Data East, you start realizing when you watch, especially in 4K, when I was watching this, I went, there's like 8 cabinets of bad dudes and all these other like no-name Data East characters. Like that's all that they put in this one arcade.
Data East was a company and they had games. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm. But I mean, this one arcade
wasn't
only
Atari,
had
it
Data
wasn't,
East. There was no
Nintendo.
Pac-Man in the
It wasn't
background.
Bally,
There was
it
no.
wasn't Williams. It wasn't. Yeah.
No. But I still love the fact that he beats up Duffy onto a bad dude's cabinet, and it makes me laugh. But yeah, so you get RoboCop beats the shit. I love the chase. The other thing I absolutely adore is somehow getting my heroes on a motorcycle and RoboCop ending up on a fucking chopper, basically chasing Kane down in a giant armored chemical disposal vehicle. I love everything about this scene.
When RoboCop hops on that bike for the very first time, the guy he throws off of the bike, he damn near runs over him.
Yeah, he does.
he's like the stunt person that was thrown off of the bike. RoboCop accelerates and I think brakes quickly and goes to the right or something because he damn near runs over.
But dude, right before that, when he jumps on the truck with Kane driving and he ends up on the side, Kane drives through that bar. That fucking stunt dude that's the bartender, dude, you can't tell me that he wasn't not supposed to be there. Like I don't know how he didn't get ran over. He is that close and he falls. Like there's nowhere for him to go but under the truck. I don't know if he's alive. Like seriously, watch it in slow-mo, especially seeing it clearer now. I'm like, that guy's dead in real life. He's dead because he got sucked under that car. God damn it. All right. I don't know what just happened. I got dropped again. I'm not going to play the drop.
We're having some issues here.
I am on my 4th separate recording for this episode. Like editing this is going to be a nightmare.
Whoever has our voodoo dolls, please stop.
Put it down.
Stop
Nate.
it. Stop it, Nate.
Down.
No, I know, Nate.
Nate's
damn
mad because I told him if he doesn't know Lon Chaney, he's a jackass.
I told him to turn in his horror card.
Oh, yes. And he should.
All right. Well, as much as I don't want to, we're going to just kind of speed up just
Let's
little bit.
gloss over this. Right?
So during this fight, this chase with the the motorcycle and everything. RoboCop plays chicken with a giant truck. Kane thinks he's going to win because RoboCop's on a bike, but he also forgets that's 2 tons of RoboCop coming at you with momentum.
Is that how heavy he is?
I don't know. I'm just guesstimating here.
Fucking heavy.
He's not light.
Heavy. I don't know about 2 tons.
I don't know. It's a lot of metal, a lot of body organs. I don't know. Anyway, he freaking Supermans through the windshield into Kane and fucks him up. Like, fucks him up. Then we get into the hospital scene, which this will always be seared in my mind. You got the evil doctor, scientist, psychiatrist, whatever her name is, that, she's come up with this plan that we can't put another cop in the new RoboCop body because Alex Murphy was an enigma. He was this once in a lifetime.
He was a war hero. He was an
Irish
Catholic, a married man with
loyalty.
Loyalty, right,
bred into him,
and
basically.
all of the other. Oh my God, the scene earlier where the other 2 RoboCop.
I love those.
Came out. Love those. One shot itself in the head, and the other ripped its head off.
I was like, what's this off-brand RoboCop shit going on?
It was right.
But I love how they kept trying to
RoboCop hated itself.
Bingo.
When we were watching this, and Jackie's already knows I know this movie back to front, but I still, every time I watch this and it gets to that scene, I go, have we not learned to not put live ammo in the fucking robots when we bring them out?
Right.
Because Ed 209 fucked up Kenny. There should have been a memo. Where's the memo of no live ammo when we're displaying the robots? Like, they kind of do it later with Kane when he pops up out of the city and it's disarmed. Don't put the fucking bullets in the machine.
Period.
No one gets shot. Okay, he can grab someone and break their neck. Can't really control that. But these 2 fucking reject RoboCop 2s, the little fucking police light pops up after he shoots himself in the head. Beep-doo, beep-doo.
That's a pause part of the movie where I just started laughing so much.
And the one that rips his head off is like straight up horror movie style.
Screams. He's like,
just a skull and everything. Like, damn. I absolutely love it. But she has now decided that she needs someone with a god complex is the only natural way to get someone into
Do you
RoboCop
want to be immortal?
2. Yes.
Right. That's her thing. Yeah.
And Kane fits those parameters. He has a God complex. He thinks he is God. He talks a lot about Jesus had days like this. He says that in the movie. So it works. But this is where I wanted them to have already known about Kane.
Okay.
And wanted to use him and Nuke for OCP's game. Not that they just happened upon Kane. I think that would have been a better story drive that everyone's in on. Let's figure out how we get Kane in this body.
Kane is an unwilling participant in this.
Very much so. He didn't want to die.
No, he didn't want to die. She murdered him in the hospital.
Yes.
Murdered.
Now he's a bad guy, and I don't feel bad.
No one feels bad, but he was murdered, and then his body was taken to the RoboCop facility for transmogrification.
Yeah,
right?
We're gonna become RoboCop. Yeah, we're gonna shove that in that giant fucking metal thing over there. That's what we're gonna do.
Pretty much. And that's where we get our brain and eyeballs.
Yeah,
so
which
good.
Is still, it still hits me.
It's silly. It's so silly.
It's silly, but it still kind of works. Like whoever designed it.
Yes.
There's like little pieces of fat hanging off of like the spinal column. You've got the nerve endings kind of floating out.
The
into
eyes
the
move
middle.
a little bit. Yeah.
It's so wild. And again, I still say it's so fucking dark that they make him look at his dead body in front of him and the head, just holding his fucking head and having a conversation.
That's you over here. See that? That's your body.
But I love that. So now that they've got him in there, we get, the mayor and Hob are trying to make a deal for this loan. And then we get Kane, which is he's literally called RoboCop 2. They called the villain the name of the movie. So it's like, all right, I'm in for this.
Name drop.
Yeah, RoboCop 2. Oh. But when he comes in and just waylays to everyone, that little minigun on his arm, he is sawing people down. He grabs people, snaps them like rag dolls. Angie, which was his like girlfriend and real, when he was alive.
They were a couple or fuck buddies or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, he was the more controlling end of it.
Oh,
she
sure.
was an addict, so she was getting what she needed at the end.
Yeah.
And yes, this is the uncomfortableness of how are you going to get down with a robot? I'm sure he's got attachments, but he don't have those on him right now.
You don't.
No, the ones on his hands now are deadly.
Yeah. And
not fun.
That's the second gross.
I wouldn't change it. I mean, I think it works for her character. She's so infatuated with him.
She's trying to save her life at this point. She's like, "Oh, we can make this work."
In that he forgets for a moment who he is because he's being nice to her. He shines
and
dims
she's
the lights
very
down.
pretty. I mean,
she's extremely pretty, but it works because when she says that we can make it work, he gets that realization. And I also love the Max Headroom TV console that pops out of the head, and all the binary code goes across the screen, and then his face pops out of it. I'm like, I love this. I love all of this. I don't care. It's like Lawnmower Man, and
God, it is, isn't it?
It's very Lawnmower Man. Shocker.
That's such a stupid movie.
Yeah, just all this like digitized stuff, but I love it. And then he just like loses it and turns back into RoboCop 2 and fucking dude, the sound effects when he snaps her neck. It's like they were taking chicken bones.
The Foley is choice.
And
It's so good.
I read the way she fell and they film it, that the crew went, is she okay? Because she could contort her body in an unnatural way. That's her body laying there. Now, obviously, it was a mannequin that's flipping the body around.
Yeah.
But the way she's holding herself as if she was just thrown down, that was her contorting her body. And then, like, everyone on set's like, how the fuck are you doing it? And are you okay? Like, that's how she looks like her neck is broken.
Double jointed, bitches.
Impressive. Hob gets shot down, gunned down, trying to hide. You get a little bit of comedy with the mayor trying to get away. They kind of play it Looney Tunes-ish. He hops down the hole right as Kane strafes the floor.
He gets shit out of the sewer into
that was a good
river.
part.
He get
or probably Lake Erie.
The fat guy takes off running outside, but he shoots through the walls and mows him down. And I love when RoboCop rolls up on the aftermath, because we don't see it initially, but the mayor shows up in a car, it gets stuck. He's got his bodyguards. RoboCop rolls up and this car is upside down, crushed, and the bodyguards are dead. So shit happened we didn't even get to watch on screen, but RoboCop rolls up on it and we get to see that Kane fucked everybody up. Like, only the mayor got away. And we get the touching moment of RoboCop staying with Hob as he died. Again, watching
Poor
as a
Hob.
kid. Hobbs a bad dude, but you're also like he's a kid. You know what I mean?
He's a
Like,
bad dude.
I'm gonna smash this fucking computer. All right, here we go, everybody. Forgive me. This movie deserves way more reverence than we're about to give it, because we are fighting the podcast everything trying to record. So
fighting an uphill battle.
Podcast gods do not.
This
like
has
us
been like
tonight,
our
so
fifth stop here.
Let's wrap this up and get it out.
Well, we're going to get to the point where RoboCop has the face off with Kane finally at the end. The behave yourselves from the old man. And what Pete hates, but I absolutely adore and am waiting for the entire moment. Robot on robot violence. I love killing robots. I am here for it. I think it's as good as the Ed 209 fight. Kane, they've learned from the design. They've given Kane the ability to go upstairs and downstairs.
Right.
That was great.
That's right.
So, you get all this good stuff. The sound effects are a bit goofy, but I'm okay with it because you've set it up throughout the movie. You don't just spring it on me, so I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Falling down off the building, I always love that because they're cyborgs. It's not really going to hurt them. But, dude, when Lewis rams that APC into Kane's fucking chest into that building, you're just like, fuck, that was some force.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that had to have stopped it. But no, that freaking APC just starts rocking back and forth, and Kane pushes it off there. Then they figure out Kane has a weakness because it is, well, RoboCop 2 has a weakness because it's Kane, and Kane is addicted to Nuke. And OCP thought they would control him with Nuke. RoboCop has figured out, okay, let's distract him with it. So they got a giant fucking...
Like a canister.
It was like, what do you say, like 10 square blocks of Nuke that would addict people? Like, that's how much Nuke was in this. And Lewis holds it out enough to distract Kane so RoboCop can do the only thing he knows to do, and that's jump on the fucking back of Kane robot and go to town, beating the shit out of him, shooting the back of his head, and then rip the panel open and pull his fucking brain and spine out of this thing.
It's awesome.
As a kid, I'm just it's gruesome, and it's how do you make two robots fighting gross? You do it like that. You rip its brain out.
And we're still doing the Foley. It's all
100%.
Disgusting, squishy.
Kane is freaking out. The screen pops up. You see he's in agony. Yeah. Like there's enough. RoboCop gets flipped off of him, and he's laying on the ground. Right. And then Kane's still going, and RoboCop just takes his fist and smashes that fucking brain like 3 times. And you just see the electricity hit the Kane robot. Again, great sound effects. That chick, chick, boom, and it falls down dead. RoboCop wins, takes out the drug lord, takes OCP down a peg, doesn't stop him.
Peg. It's not there. It's kind of a happy ending for them, isn't it?
Well, a lot of people died, but they figured out that they can pin all of the chaos on the psychiatrist because she picked the brain, she pushed it through, and of course the old man's like, hey, she gives a good BJ, but I don't care. I ain't going to prison.
I can find another one.
Exactly. I got money.
I'm rich. I'm white.
Exactly.
I can get another hottie.
Yeah. But she has such an indignant look on her face because she thinks she's getting away with it.
She won. That was a
Yeah. Like, Johnson.
No, bitch.
Johnson hates her, but even he's like, you're about to get fucked, bitch. She's getting in that limo. Even the old man's like letting her go first. Like all this, like that's how slimy OCP is, and I'm here for it.
They're so evil just to be evil. That's so good.
And, and then we end on, RoboCop dropping some kind of nugget of knowledge to Lewis, and he's got, I don't know why they gave him the ratchet again to fix his fucking head. Like
that's right.
That's right. It's just a fucking ratchet. Now I know his helmet had a crack. Maybe he's getting ready to pop his helmet off. But I was like, one of my favorite things in the first movie is when he takes his helmet off and he uses the gun. You realize that those fucking bolts were like 8 inches long, going through his head. Frankenstein bolts went all the way through. So you're gonna be ratcheting for a while there, Murphy. It's just gonna keep going.
2 hours later,
right? And I am so sorry. We're just trying to get through this so we can get this recording out. But I could talk for 3 hours about this movie.
We're
love
only
RoboCop
6 minutes
2.
in. I don't even know what you mean.
Yeah, of our 4th fucking recording. I don't know what's happening. All right, let's get into the things then.
Yeah.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
Body count. Body count. Body count. Body count.
I think it's important sometimes you pull back the curtain because I know I've listened to shows and you're like, why do they sound so exasperated or agitated at the end of this episode. Well, I didn't want that to happen here. So you guys know exactly what happened. You've heard it real time.
We're having a time.
We're having issues. I'm not happy. I already lost one of my favorite movies this month. I'm not losing a second one. Okay?
No, it's not happening.
No, this we got to say this one for sure.
Yeah, this one's happening. All right, so body count for this one.
It's got to be a lot, Charlie. God,
should we guess?
92. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We were trying to go quick.
I know.
I didn't think about the but 92 people die in this
90.
movie.
Jesus Christ. I was going to say like 50 or 60 or something.
That's like part one. Like if you didn't have the warehouse shootout in part one, there's not a lot of like mayhem in that. There's a lot of graphic deaths, but the body count gets popped up. But this one gives you the warehouse drug den. Then you get the drug deal when Kane pops up. All of the death and chaos that happens everywhere else. So 92 deaths in this movie.
Wow.
Let's pick our favorite one.
Have you ever killed anyone?
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Anna, let's start with you, being a newcomer to RoboCop 2 anyway. What's your favorite kill in RoboCop 2?
Duffy. When he gets cut open. Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Brutal.
Even though we just hear most of it in the background, we see the initial act and we know he's a goner.
Oh, the blood gag through the sheet is effective.
It's
like
dope,
that blood
yeah.
starts running. It's a smart way to do it so you can hide whatever you put underneath it because he's like pinned down with the sheet. So it's almost like he's just cutting through a blood bag. But the way it spills out, as a kid, they're cutting that motherfucker open. Okay.
And they're sharpening the blade on a stone, like you sharpen a normal knife, and it's
and the guy goes, the kid should leave, shouldn't he? And he's like, why? I'm like, well,
why? No,
cold as shit.
The boy needs to see this.
You gonna learn today?
About to learn. Pete, what's your favorite kill in RoboCop 2?
I really enjoyed Angie's death.
Oh, that's another brutal one.
Because she starts getting all hot and bothered with him. She's like, hey, we can make this work. And he goes, no. And this claw comes out of nowhere. And you hear, this is part of this Foley, the sound effects, where it sounds like her neck is cracked immediately. And then it sounds like it's going to chop her head off.
Yeah.
And the only part of this death that I don't enjoy is that I didn't see like the body over here and the head over there. I really thought.
Well, no, the head's still attached, but it's like
still,
it looks loose.
Well, right. Clearly her neck was broken, but I thought when it picked her up, it sounded like it was going to be,
I always attributed it to as he snapped her neck, but when he flung her around like a rag doll, it's everything else in the neck.
It's
is
so
breaking.
gross. It's wonderfully gross.
Oh, it's awesome. It's iconic for the movie, 100%.
The Foley in this is so good. Just if you don't like the movie, just listen to it for the sound effects. It's really good. Charlie, you're up. What is your favorite kill?
Yeah, I think we're all going to hit the high points of this. Anna is dead on with the Duffy one. You with Angie.
For sure. Yep.
Me, it can't be any other, and it's Kane's death, and that's in twofold. You get to see them cut him open. His body is laying there. They pull the brain out of his skull.
They remove his cranium.
Yeah. And
literally,
it's like the monkey brain scene in, Temple of Doom. But in the camera smartly, as the doctor reaches his fingers in, it pulls away and you still hear the effects, and you kind of feel like they're popping the eyeballs out of the socket so they can get it all as one. But the kill continues all the way to the end when RoboCop smashes Kane's brain. So it starts with, you see him pull it out, and then motherfucker got his head pulled out twice. Okay. They pull his brain out 2 times in this movie. And then RoboCop just fucking gorilla clubs this thing into the asphalt and makes a little greasy spot. Kane's death, hands down, is my favorite. It stuck with me forever. I mean, to me, it's more iconic than even Boddicker's because he gets stabbed with the data thing, which where's that in this movie? I kind of like the spike, that he had.
The spike was cool.
They should have brought that back even for something, a throwaway thing or something. But, oh well, that's nitpicking a movie I absolutely love. So let's rate this thing. All right, so again, ladies first. Anna, first time watch. How many Aoleongs are we giving RoboCop 2?
9 Aoleongs. And I'm giving it a 9 because I'm kind of using your way of thinking. I like the first one better, and the first one's a 10 to me. So, but like I said, I love the continuity. It doesn't take that place that much further in the future after the original. All the characters are back. Everything about the first one is everything great about the first one is in this. It's just a different story. And I think it just comes down to whether or not you like the story in this one. And I do. I think it's a fun story. I love Tom Noonan as an actor anyway. So to see him play Crazy Kane was a treat. I've just had a blast watching all 3 of these this weekend. And yeah, this is a 9 and one that I would watch over again as well. It's got rewatchability.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jackie points out, we were watching it the other night. She goes, "Isn't that the guy from Last Action Hero?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's Tom Noonan. He played the Reaper in that. Also played Frankenstein and Monster Squad." So,
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah, that's Tom
He
Noonan.
was in The House of the Devil too, most recently. I think that I've seen him in one of Ty West's first movies before he did X and all those.
Oh, really? Awesome. Pete, what about you, brother? Apparently, this is also another first-time watch.
First-time watch for me, and I was ready to hate this movie. I was ready to give this. Like a 3. I was like,
I don't know why he does this when I pick movies.
My predisposition for action movies, and and this is an 8.5. Man,
hell yeah!
I was entertained from start to finish. Well, from start to mostly finish. That last 15 minutes is like, I'm really bored. Pew, 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 pew.
I don't understand. You can be bored.
I know. It's just like gunplay is boring to me. It just doesn't get my
giant robots.
Doesn't get my juices rolling. But I'm giving it an 8.5. It's
a win.
Fucking awesome. What? Whoever doesn't like this movie, you're wrong. Watch this movie.
Fair.
It's Looney Tunes and RoboCop. It's wonderful. Watch it.
Fantastic.
Charlie,
Fantastic. So I have to lead off like Anna has said. I have a certain way of doing this. The first RoboCop is a masterpiece. It is 10 out of 10. One of the greats. Like it's a action movie icon.
You said it. It's on the Mount Rushmore of.
It's on the Mount Rushmore of action movies,
especially in the early 90s. Yep.
I am surrounded by all things RoboCop, but it's not just RoboCop. I am surrounded by all things RoboCop 2.
Nerd.
As a kid, this was my go-to one because I connected more to it at that younger age because it had kid things.
It's a little friendlier to
It's a
children.
little kid friendlier, even though they amp it up in this. It's more violent. It's, hyper stylized. There's no scene of cutting a dude's brain out in the first movie.
Very true.
Now, and you also got to remember, that's
shot a
not
guy in the
counting,
dick in the first movie.
but that we also can't say the director's cut either because we didn't have the director's cut growing up.
Fair.
So Kenny got blown the fuck away. Director's cut, it's even worse. So you have to take it as that. Blood squibs versus dissecting a human. I think they upped the ante in this one. But I love this movie. I have championed it for years. I still champion it. I'm a ride or die with RoboCop. It's a 9.5.
Ooh,
and
nice.
Like
damn.
The very small things I was saying, that's even like I'd love for them to fix it, but I'm not even dinging it on the story with the wife. Thankfully,
same, yeah.
They drop it. That like we never need to worry about it again. That's why I'm saying it didn't even need to happen. Okay, just this was like a really long RoboCop episode. I'm gonna go take down the drug dealers. That's all I needed. So I love this movie. It's a 9.5. I wasn't going to do trash opinion, but since we're having troubles, I'm definitely not doing trash opinions.
Fair.
So this was a hit all the way around, even though the podcast gods are demanding a sacrifice. They're not getting this one. I will fight you. I will be Kratos. I will fight the gods. I don't give a shit.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, exactly. I will fucking Kurt Russell or Russell Crowe the shit out of this. I'll Kurt Russell it too. I don't care. I'll do all of it. So this is the end of Come What May, and we've been leading up to a very fun thing we're going to do for June. Yes! I didn't know if we were going to be able to fit this in with scheduling, but this was requested to happen by my wife, who
wife Jackie wants this to happen. She likes to hear the suffering.
Is the one that wanted us to bring this back. We are bringing back Month of Chaos, which means the Wheel of Pain returns. Now, to make it painful also for the listeners, you don't get to find out what it is. We will here in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. You will have to go over onto our Instagram and Facebook, which we always talk about following us. We are going to video this. You're going to see the wheel spin just like we did last year, and you will find out then who wins. Is it Anna? Is it Pete? Is it Charlie?
Oh, we all win if my movies get picked.
I've even thrown in a few curveballs this year. So not
on the wheel or on your pick?
Oh, on the wheel.
Oh,
there's a few curveballs on this.
A curveball? Wait a minute. Okay,
that's okay. We'll explain it in our video later.
Okay, all right.
Next week you will hear the first episode this year of Month of Chaos, where we spin the wheel of pain. And so we look forward to that. The real winner is the audience in this. That's what it is. And it's insane that we're doing this because we're on the road to Month of Action also. So
it's like you got a little weekend vacation planned before your big vacation, but you got to kind of make it work. It's happening, y'all. We're getting chaotic.
It's happening. And, I don't know. We might need a mini vacation after Month of Action. I don't know what's happening.
We should take August off. I mean,
it's the third time he's brought up August. So.
I know. What's happening in August?
How about we just have a month of Pete in August?
You already had a month.
Can I laugh in your face?
That's fair.
All right. So, again, apologies for all the chaoticness of this episode, but we still made it through there. Go watch RoboCop 2.
Listen or don't.
Shit happens. Don't be Nate. Don't listen to Pete.
I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. I'm not Nate.
Shit happens. Yes. Forgive us.
Shit does happen in podcasting, especially when you're always podcasting remotely. That's not easy to do.
And never missed a week.
Shit. Charlie, it happens when you record in person, too.
Bomb diggity.
Right.